What's going on, guys? Nick from Ralph Consultants back with another video. So real quick, we're going to go over really why selling AU trade lines as income is a bad idea. So before we get started, please like, share, subscribe. So as you can see, we're on eBay and people are selling AUs. Some of these prices are cool. Some of these prices are not so cool. Really the topic is it even worth it to sell AU trade lines to make extra income? And really my answer to that would be, what do you plan on doing in the next 1 to 5 years? Because you're going to need credit. For example, you're trying to do multiple ventures, or if you have something already going and you need to scale up, you're going to need that credit to, buy products, buy inventory. And also you're going to need that age when it comes time for you to build business credit, right? Those are something that you want to keep in mind. You got to remember, man, banks watch YouTube too. The banks, they already shut down the AU game almost in its entirety at this point. Is it even worth it? Really, when you think about it, you run the risk of getting your car potentially shut down because banks are already hip to what you're doing. They already know you're selling AUs. And then two, selling AUs are illegal, technically. So if you end up being a huge vendor for it, you got to run the risk of getting sued by the FTC, or you just run the risk of these banks not even reporting. Let's say, for example, like Capital One. I know Capital One is really wishy-washy when it comes to reporting. I had one client who had an AU added for like $500. It was like 5 years. That Capital One didn't show up on TransUnion and Experian. It's like the third time I'm seeing this. So you might run the risk of AU's not even reporting like that. Secondly, some banks actually blacklist people. So you're adding, people who are blacklisted. That's going to look bad on you in the long run. And if you constantly add in, like, let's say, for example, you add, 100 people in a year, that's not going to look good, right? And then you just spreading your address and your name pretty much all over the place. Because I remember when I added the AU years ago, the lady whose card it was popped up on my credit report. Her name popped up on my credit report, and also her address. So you run those risks of those two things popping up on your credit report or the other person's credit report. So if you really someone who would rather be incognito with selling AUs, you are selling your own personal AUs, that wouldn't be the route to go. Just a heads up. And by the way, that was a Citi credit card too. It was a Citi double cash credit card I was added to that happened to. So these are just a few things to keep in mind, man, whenever you're thinking about selling AUs. And then also, man, it might be a few years before you're even able to sell the AUs that you have anyway. You have like a freaking 5K Discover card with 1 month history. Like, bro, you're not about to sell that. And nobody wants that. They want the 10K, 20 plus year type AUs. So do keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about selling an AU. So anyway, this is Nick from Ralph Consultants. Have a good one.